Godzilla vs. Kong is the latest HBO acquisition monster action film that's also been released into movie theaters, and it's crushing it at the box offices as of right now. This is the latest work from director Adam Wingard, who's also previously done horror films like You're Next and the 2016 Blair Witch, as well as The Guest and the Netflix adaptation of Death Note. Now he's launching his career into the big screen with the continuation of the MonsterVerse series, and he's recruited actors Alexander Skarsgård, Millie Bobby Brown, Rebecca Hall, Brian Tyree Henry, Shun Oguri, amongst a few others as well for the character entries. Godzilla vs. Kong it's exactly what the title is. It's a giant nuclear reactive lizard battling a giant, agile, and powerful monkey. Of course, you have the human storyline element here, and this time it's Skarsgård who's playing Dr. Nathan Lind, a geologist and chief cartographer who's searching for Hall's character, Dr. Eileen Andrews, in the hopes that they can work together to get Kong out of Skull Island under Monarch's supervision and to have Kong lead them into Hollow Earth, where they're searching for a power source that can help the humans against Godzilla and other possible titans, hopefully. And Millie Brown and others are also in this, doing a side mission to bring out Monarch's secrecies to the public eye before things go awry. But upon Kong leaving Skull Island, Godzilla senses the time around, and obviously there can only be one king, so the two fight for superiority, domination, and conquest of the Earth. Look, at this point, after so many Godzilla movies, you know what you're walking into if you check this out. If your expectations consist of an expounded human story with compelling pathos and side monsters in between, you're gonna leave disappointed, just like the other previous times where you lied and tried to convince yourself. However, if you're going into this hoping that they focus on the spectacle of the battle and they sideline the humans as the puny, insignificant beings that they are in this timeline, you will be rewarded so damn well, because that's exactly what this movie is. It's the much anticipated Godzilla vs. Kong movie that people have waited decades literally for so long, but done in the fashion that we've all dreamt about in our heads. And just as a side anecdote, I'm a huge Godzilla fan through and through. I've watched most of the Godzilla films growing up: Godzilla vs. Hedorah, Space Godzilla, Rodan, Megalon, etc. I've owned Godzilla Save the Earth for the PS2, one of the most fun Melee games next to Super Smash Bros. In my opinion. I've rented out Godzilla Final War so many times, probably more than anyone ever did during the Blockbuster era, and that's all we could get for the closest version of a battle royale at the time. And I admire the respect and dedication that the actors growing up back in the old days have had to have when they're in costumes doing all these fights that we love. So now, to be able to see this sort of movie come to fruition in our day and age, this is exactly what we and little old me wanted growing up. We finally have a Godzilla film with the best technical and visual prowess to date to create these beloved kaiju, just duking it out on the screen, finally. I had a blast watching this. I watched this at home, but my setup is a huge TV screen with 2 surround speakers that whenever Godzilla or Kong are just stomping, you can experience how big and powerful these two are. With all that said, Godzilla vs. Kong is exactly how it should have been. Focus on the monsters. Focus on the monsters. Again, focus on the damn monsters. We do not care about what the humans are doing. We don't care what their professions are. We don't care what their names are even, because by the end of it, the only 2 names you're going to remember are Godzilla and King Kong. Now, is it possible to have a human story that benefits with a kaiju film? Sure. The original 1954 Godzilla did it perfectly. Pacific Rim is another great recent example that did it superbly as well. Here, absolutely not. Here we have the girl from Stranger Things, the angsty kid from Deadpool 2, and the father of Miles from the animated Spider-Verse come together in the most unnecessary and the most uninteresting side plot from leads that just generate nothing. You know what they do for the entire of the film? They travel around, ask questions, and they ultimately pour some Hennessy on a console board that, without any spoilers, maybe gives Godzilla a 2 to 3 second advantage. That's it. I swear to God, they did absolutely nothing to this plot. And that's arguably the biggest gripe with all these recent Godzilla movies, is that the human perspective is so boring and it can't be properly mixed with the right cohesion with the monster aspects. But you know what? In this movie, cool. That's fine. It's still like that here, but Wingard had to have heard the complaints, and he said, you know what, guys? I got you. He gives us just enough of a suitable and working story so that we have a proper reasoning for how or why something's happened, especially regarding Godzilla or Kong. But instead of elaborating more on these characters, we get what we came here for. 2 literal monstrosities just fighting to the death. And man, is it incredible. The movie looks breathtakingly gorgeous. The multiple rounds of fighting are presented with elegant, built-up tension that lead to some of the best kaiju fights I've ever seen in my life. The death number here is off the charts, especially in Hong Kong, they need to just desert that city after this, because I would never be one of the people that said they had to be cleaning up that mess. It's not gonna happen, dude. Wingard also used the nightlife of Hong Kong to present a kaleidoscopic mesh of bright lights and giant monsters destroying everything in their path. I love the attention to detail, especially to their designs, and when they do close-up shots of their faces, just to even give a power scale or size comparison. I love the swiftness and the speed that their battles go for. It's no longer just slow-paced battles taking place. Kong is fast, limber as hell. Godzilla has his atomic breath and his tail and crystals at his disposal. They're able to match these two up with good proportions, so it never feels like it's one-sided. The sound design is also impeccable with the right setup, so you can truly feel and just measure their power, especially when they're compared to our even greatest military arsenals. It's nothing to them. All in all, Godzilla vs. Kong delivers on its inherent promise with its own title. You receive both monsters in amazing CGI with rightfully catastrophic and chaotic battles that we wanted to see this whole time. The human element still needs tremendous working on, but it's not as apparent or overbearing like in King of the Monsters or even in the 2014 Godzilla. Instead, we sacrifice storytelling for giant monsters roaring back and forth, and it's just so damn fun. I give Godzilla vs. Kong a solid 7.5 and recommend it to anyone that just wants to see dumb, fun action back to its proper form. Until next time, guys.